Hello, I Neha Patil. Welcome you all in today's session. Today we are going to see the concept of the threaded binary tree, or we can say like the TBT in short words. So we have seen the concept of the binary tree, and today we are going to see the concept of the threaded binary tree. So what is meant by the threaded binary tree? Actually, as the name indicates here, the threaded binary tree, so we are going to set the threads in the binary tree. But what is the use of these threads and why to set the threads in the binary tree, that we will see first. So if you remember the binary tree traversals, we are traversing the binary tree in three ways. That is the in-order traversal, pre-order traversal and the post-order traversal. So if we take these traversal techniques, if we want to implement it, we are going to implement with using recursion or without using recursion. So in case of the non-recursive traversals, we are using the manual stacks for backtracking purpose. So now in case of the threaded binary tree, we don't want to use the recursion also and we don't want to use the stack also. So that is the main advantage of the threaded binary tree. We want to avoid the use of the stack and we want to avoid the use of the recursion also. So for that purpose we are going to use the threaded binary tree concept. So if you see here, I have shown here the threads also and I have shown here the pointers also. So where we are going to set the threads and what is the difference between the thread and the pointer, that I will tell you now. Thread we are going to represent with the dotted lines like this way, and pointers we are going to represent with the solid lines like this way. So both are the actually the pointers, but this we can say like the virtual pointers and this we can say like the actual pointers. So where now to set these threads and where to set these pointers now. So for this purpose we have to actually take the linked list representation of a binary tree. So if you see the linked list representation of a binary tree, then we are going to represent each node like this way. This is our the data part is there, this is our the left child part is there, and this is our the right child part is there. So this is the node structure in case of the binary tree. So in this linked list structure, if the left child or the right child is not present, then we are going to represent here the null. So the null indicates that no left child is present, no right child is present. It is going to represent like this way here. So that means what here, actually these are the spaces available, but we can't use these spaces for any extra purpose here as the null is represented here. So what we want to do here, in case of the threaded binary tree, we are going to use these spaces null to represent the backtracking purpose, and for that purpose we are going to use the threads, and for the actual pointers we are going to represent the pointer, or we are going to use the solid lines here. So that's why the node structure of the TBT is going to represent or is going to see like this way. Total 5 fields are there. The middle is data field like in the binary tree. This is the left pointer and this is the right pointer as it is in case of the binary tree, and 2 more extra fields we are showing here, that is the L-bit field and the R-bit field. So initially we are going to put this in L-bit value and the R-bit value is equal to 0. So actually these are the L-bit and the R-bit, these are the 2 integer fields are there. So if and these are going to contain only the 2 values, either the 0 or the 1 is there. If the 0 is present, that means the thread is present. And if the L-bit is equal to 1, means the actual pointer is present there. That means the actual left child is present here. Same for the R-bit side here. If the R-bit is equal to 0, means the thread is present. And if the R-bit is equal to 1, means the actual pointer is present. So that means what here, wherever the null values are present in the linked list representation, that null values we have to replace with the threads in case of the threaded binary tree, and that threads indicate if the L-bit is equal to 0, that means thread is present. If the L-bit is equal to 1, means the actual value is present, and same for the right side also, that is the R-bit and the right child is there. So now we will take one example, then I will again explain you the detailed concept of the threaded binary tree. Now we will see the example of the threaded binary tree. So if you see here, I have drawn one binary tree here and I have shown here the threads also there. So this is the example of the actually the threaded binary tree. And if you see, this is the binary tree, not the binary search tree. As here if you see here the 13 is present here, so that means 13 is greater than the 12 here. So it is what the binary tree, not the binary search tree. So in case of the threaded binary tree, we can create the binary tree also and we can create the binary search tree also. I am going to take here the example of the binary tree. Okay. So if you see here, these are the solid pointers, or which we can say like the actual pointers are there. And if you see these dotted lines, these are nothing but what the threads are there. So now how I have set these threads, that now I will explain you. If you see here, I have taken here the in order traversal of this binary tree. So if you know that the in order traversal is nothing but what we are going to traverse in case of the LDR technique. That is we have to visit the left side first, then the main data, that means the main root node, and then we have to go to the right side. So if you take the in order traversal of this tree, it will come like 8, 9, 11, then the 10, then the 13, 12 and the 14. So this is the in order traversal of this binary tree. So now in case of the threaded binary tree, we can create the single threaded binary tree also, and we can create the double threaded binary tree also. So here if you see, I have set the previous threads also, that means the left child threads also and the right child threads also. So this is the example of the double threaded binary tree, and we are going to create here the in order TBT. So this is the example of the in order TBT. What is the in order TBT? Is nothing but what here? The left links wherever the null values are present, and in that case whatever the left links are there, that we are going to set to the in order predecessor element, and whatever be the right links are there, that we have to set to the in order successor element. So if you see here, this is the first value where the null, as the 8 is not having the any left child and the right child here, so we can set the threads in the left side, in the right side. So in the left side, if you see, for this 8, no predecessor element is present. So we have set the thread like this way here. This is the one free thread is there. Then for this 8, 9 is acting like the successor element, or we can say like the in order successor is there. So I have set the threads like this way. Now for this 11, if you see, this 9 is acting like the previous element, that is the predecessor element, and 10 is acting like the successor element. So if you see, the left thread is set to the 9 and right thread is set to the 10. Same thing for the 13. For the 13, 12, 10 is acting like the predecessor element in this case, and the 12 is acting like the successor element. So right thread is set to the 12. So for the 14 here, the 12 is acting like the predecessor element. So left thread is set here. And for the 14, no successor element is present. So this is also one free thread is there. So actually these two free threads are called dangling pointers. Remember this name here, dangling pointers. These two are called dangling pointers. So in this way we have to set the thread. So that means, if you understood here, what we have to do here, wherever the null values are present, that means in the linked list representation of a tree, if that node is not going to contain any left and the right child, then we have to set the threads like this way. Left thread we have to set to the in order predecessor element, and right thread we have to set to the in order successor element. So this is the example of how to set the threads in the TBT. So as I told you, as this 8 is nothing but the leftmost children is there, which is not having any predecessor element. So we have set this thread as a free thread, and we are calling it like the dangling pointer. Same thing is for the right side. This 14 is the rightmost child, which is not having any in order successor element. So we have set this free thread, and we are calling it like the dangling pointer. So what is the use of this dangling pointers here? So as these two are the free pointers are there, so at the time of the implementation, to attach these dangling pointers, we are making use of one dummy node, or we are calling it like the head node also there. So we have to use one dummy node or the head node to set these dangling pointers here, like this way. And actual TBT is acting like a left child for this head node or the dummy node. So this is actually the complete TBT is there. One dummy node or the head node we are using only to attach these free pointers or the dangling pointers there, and actual TBT is acting like the left child for this head node only. No right child is present for the head node, so we are attaching the self-referential link like this way also. So this is the complete example of the TBT is there. So whenever you are going to set the threads into the TBT, always the left link you have to set to the predecessor element, right link you have to set to the in order successor element, as we are going to create the in order TBT. And as the leftmost link and the rightmost link, these are the two free pointers are there. To set these two free pointers, we are making use of the dummy node, and actual TBT is acting like the left child for this dummy node or the head node is there. So this always you have to remember whenever you are going to set the threads into the TBT. So this is the theoretical explanation for the threaded binary tree. In the next lecture, we will see the implementation of this threaded binary tree. Hope you understood this theoretical concept of the threaded binary tree. So what you have to remember here, why we are using this threaded binary tree, only the use or advantage of the threaded binary tree is nothing but what here, we want to avoid the stack and the recursion from the traversal techniques of the binary tree. Whenever we are going to traverse the binary tree, then we are going to traverse it either by using the recursion technique or by using the non-recursive technique. In that case, we are going to use the stack for the backtracking purpose. But to make that backtracking again very fast without making use of the stack, then for that purpose we are going to set the threads in the TBT. So this is the main advantage of the TBT. Always you have to remember that we are going to avoid the use of the stack and the recursion in case of the binary tree. So hope you understood the concept of the threaded binary tree. In the next lecture, we will see the implementation of the threaded binary tree. So if you like this theoretical explanation, then don't forget to like this video and subscribe it. Thank you.